Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your boy, Mr. Antoine, and you are tuned into another episode of Access Granted. My sister, my friend, my homie, Nina, the original party girl, I'm about to put an APB out on you because I don't know where you at. And I need you here, but if you can't be here, I need you to let me know that you're okay. But y'all know how I do. I'm gonna hold it down regardless. But hope everybody is enjoying this great weekend. We've had some great weather here. There she is. I do believe that there's a Nina sighting. Hope everybody has enjoyed this beautiful weather that we've had here in the Baltimore, Maryland region this weekend. Saturday was absolutely amazing. If you didn't get a chance to get out there yesterday, shame on you. Let me go ahead and pop this little peanut head woman in. Bingo.
Peanut head. Hi, Esther. Sorry that I was late. That good weather you were talking about that happened.
Bro,
I was out of town this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and even today it was a little bit warmer. I mean, it was a little more breezy, but the weather was just like so. And then we've done this whole daylight savings time thing this weekend. So that means that we're officially close to that spring mode where we can just, y'all know I like to hit them with the different t-shirts and in honor of coming to America, I hit them with the McDowell's.
Right.
Home of the Big Mick and the McFlurpy was the joint that they had in the new movie. And if you didn't have a chance to see it, somebody's loud. If you didn't have a chance to see the new Coming to America, check it out. I'm not a huge fan of it. The word that I've been kind of using to explain it is nostalgic. It's a very nostalgic movie. It was good to see them bring a lot of the old characters back. It was good to see Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall playing those multiple characters in the movie again, like they did in the first one. Will I watch that movie more than 5 times? Probably not. I definitely won't watch it like I've seen the original 10,000 times easily. Like I could go watch the original right now. I don't think that I'm going to watch this one quite as much just because it just didn't do it for me. Maybe after I watch it a couple of times, I'll feel a little better, but who knows? Also real quick, man, I wanted to touch on something before we get started with our guests. Y'all better leave Kirk Franklin alone. Y'all better stop judging that man and talking about, oh, you're a Christian. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. Let me tell you something. As a father who has raised a black man, I have had my moments. And I'm a church going, choir directing, been in the pulpit a few times and everything else, just like anybody. But our children these days can sometimes take us there. And before we judge Kirk Franklin for everything that he's supposed to be, let's remember that he's a human being first and he's not perfect. And he'll be the first one to admit it. And just pray for him and his son that they can build that relationship up and get it together. And somehow, it's unfortunate, but we're in a day and time where everything these days seems to play out on social media. I think his son was a jerk for recording it. And the main thing that you have to understand is you don't hear that entire conversation. You only hear the 40 seconds of it that his son wanted you to hear. So there's no telling what was being said, for the other, Lord knows how long it was that they were on the call. But to sit up and like literally trash as if you have the right to judge. And if your opinion really matters to Kirk Franklin, you just don't have the right to sit up there and trash that man the way that I've been seeing him being trashed in the media. Nina, are you giving us a tour of your... I can't hear you because you're muted, Nina.
I'm trying to put on lip gloss, but I needed both of my hands, so I hung my phone on the rear view mirror, but that went left very quickly.
You're in the car again.
It was either that or drive, and I couldn't do both, talk and drive. But it doesn't look like I need to talk tonight. Go ahead, Twan. Do your thing.
You definitely need to talk. And I'm finished with my
right. I was like, go ahead, do your thing. Go ahead.
I'm finished with my rant. It's just you know, we people, man, we too perfect and we too woke. And we forget that, you know, we do some stuff as well that might not be blasted all over social media, but it's some stuff that, you know, that we're ashamed of and don't necessarily need to do. I personally don't think Kirk Franklin owed us an apology. You know, I just wish that was something that could have been handled in-house. You know what I'm saying? My son and I, you know, he's 22 years old. He's known it all since he was 14, so you can't tell him nothing. So we have definitely had our situations, and I'm glad that he never thought to record anything. And, you know, it just is what it is. But I could talk about that part all night because it's this black father thing, man. You know how I feel about that. You know how I am, Nina. We not perfect, man. We struggle. And just because we make a mistake doesn't mean that we're not good fathers. I'm going to just
Thou shalt not judge.
Thou shalt not judge. But, and then because it's always the holier than thou Christians and
it makes it a little difficult.
Makes it a lot different.
To find where the true love is. What's up with your soul?
Makes it a lot different.
So Esther,
anyway, what's going on with you, Nino, before we hop to our guests?
Oh my, nothing. I just missed my flight. So I never got to where I was supposed to be. But other than that, it's all good.
Hold it. You just missed your flight.
I missed it Friday. I was supposed to get to Columbia, South Carolina. So I missed it Friday. Wasn't my fault.
This time.
No, it wasn't. I don't miss flights. I'm very punctual. Especially when I got to be somewhere. But yeah, I just took the lemons and made lemonade, flipped all my reservations to Baltimore, booked the hotel, the car, the everything. And I kept it moving. It was nice. That's why I'm not stationary yet, because I'm just coming from the airport from the hotel.
Just coming from the airport, even though you never really. I love you. This is why I love my sis. Only Nina can come up with stuff like this. I swear.
I still had my vacation. It was just in a different spot.
Right.
Wherever you are is where you are.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. I was
using the shuttle to go to restaurants, and I just got somebody bring my car. Got my car washed at 4:00 in the morning. It was great.
Man, what kind of car wash service you got? I need
It's 7-Eleven. That 7-Eleven next to the hotel had a car wash.
Wow.
So I went there.
And you pimped it. That's what's up, man. Real quick, shout out and thank you to everybody that's tuned in with us on Facebook Live. Shout out and thank you to everybody that is hopefully watching us on YouTube as well. And without any further ado, we're going to we're not going to bring in because she's already here. We usually do the talking stuff before the guest comes in, but Miss Esther Jones is in the building. I thought she was a therapist, but she told me she wasn't. I ain't no therapist. Can you take that off? I'm like, well, why do you have it on your Facebook page?
That's why we let them introduce themselves.
And because
they know them better than we do.
And that's exactly what we're about to let Esther do now. Ms. Jones, the floor is yours. Tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're joining us from, because I know that you're not local right now. So,
hi everyone. Hey, Baltimore and all the surrounding areas. Everybody tuning in to YouTube. I'm Esther Jones. Right now, I'm in Oklahoma. Right now, that's where I'm airing from. I got my certificate to be a belief therapist, but technically not a therapist. But I'm in that process of being in counseling.
A belief
Yes.
therapist. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Which is a couple of classes and hours of colleges away from the actual thing.
Can you explain exactly what that is?
I mean, everything that we do, whatever our action is based on a belief system. So when you go through trauma, when you go through hurt, you go through pain, it oftentimes changes your perspective on life, and it changes your belief system. You know, as children, we can trust easy. We could believe if daddy said he gonna bring me ice cream cone, he gonna bring it. But as you go through a lot of betrayals, we got
no, go ahead.
As you go through a lot of betrayals, as you go through a lot of betrayals, you oftentimes stop believing so easy, and you think everybody crazy, everybody's against me. So we kind of help people with the belief systems, how you're wired and how you got that way. Yeah.
I would like you to have some sessions with Nina so we can figure out how she's wired, because Nina's a different breed.
Okay.
I'm saying that in a good way, Nina. That's not, you ain't got to look at me like that. I'm saying that in a good way. She's a different breed. Her wires are probably in there like a bowl of spaghetti. It's probably stuff.
Yes. But I do that. I'm an author. I wrote, published one book, published 3 books actually, and have more on the way. I'm a lover of people. I actually started in the music industry at age 19 as an intern for your boy Nelly, the rapper. And I went on to work with so many celebrities. I did a lot of things with celebrities, did promotional parties, promoted their merchandise, all that 9 yards. Did a lot of things with the DJs, managers, and I did that for years. I'm 37 now. And then I kind of had a lot of traumatic events, seen over 5 or 6 murders, and a lot went on, and, robberies and a whole bunch. So I had to go through actually counseling myself to get out of that mindset. And, a fast money even went into pimping women. It's a lot of stuff, y'all. But I wrote about it. But then now I want to help some of the people that I know.
This gonna be a good show.
Oh God.
Read the book, Swan. So a question about your music. When you work with the celebrities, was it more promotional?
It was promotional.
Okay.
Yes, marketing and promotional. I'm your person.
She said, "I'm your person." So the one thing that I noticed, as I was doing some investigative peeking behind the scenes, you have a flyer on your page that says that you help artists, basically get into having several streams of income, so to speak.
Yeah.
Something that I think is very important in the music industry, because especially during a time like this when the world has kind of been shut down and artists haven't been able to get out to tour and do different things like that. You have to have some creative ways to keep some money coming in, because streaming is not going to put a lot of money in your pocket. I don't care how good your music is. You just have to get too many streams to make $1. So, for the most part, being on the road and doing shows and tours is like the meat and potatoes for the income that the artists have. So, how did you work with them, to develop the other streams of income that they were able to have?
Well, since the pandemic, I haven't worked with any artists since the pandemic, but I have talked to a lot of the artists and counseled them, and I would encourage them, write books. You could do voiceovers, let's work on your endorsements. You could, how they do the cartoon movies? A lot of those people want different celebrity voices to do cartoons. So you can you can go into acting. You can go into even merchandise, come up with now the time in the pandemic, they can come up with their own clothing line, your own perfume, cologne, work on all the stuff that you couldn't do because you were on tour and it was too much going on.
Right.
Work on that type of stuff that you want to do now. Work on a nonprofit. You could work on your books. You could come out with movies, even producing movies. So it's a lot other to do that after you establish a name in the music industry, you can go into different areas of avenue to have always multiple streams of income. So you'll never be broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to laugh for inside when you mentioned the voiceover thing, because when I was growing up, I was a huge Tom and Jerry fan, and Tom and Jerry never talked. Well, there's a Tom and Jerry movie out now where Tom and Jerry actually talk and sing, and it blows my mind. I was like, I'm kind of young. I'm still in my 50s. Shut up, Nina. So for all of those years, Tom and Jerry never talked. So to see Tom and Jerry talk and actually sing in a cartoon now, it's kind of. But they should have used my voice because I have that.
I didn't know they didn't talk.
Yeah, if you watch those cartoons back in the day, they chased each other around. Yeah. There were other people on the cartoons that talked, but Tom and Jerry never talked until this movie that I believe just came out last year. It's crazy. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. So did you help these artists obtain these goals, or were you just the consultant that says this is what you need to do, this is where you need to move?
Just a consultant. I would just give them, I was like, maybe, how people come to pick your brain and get ideas. I've been doing that since I was 20, where people come like, man, what should I do about this? Or how should we promote this new liquor brand I had coming out? I would just give them strategies and give them consulting ideas.
So how did the relationship with Nelly come about?
How did that come about? I was 19 and I was like a party animal. And I seen a video of his, down baby, the country grandma. And so I was like, oh my God, I need to go work for him. And I jumped on a Greyhound bus, y'all, with 6 bags, not knowing nobody in St. Louis, in the middle of winter in December. And I called his auntie and was like, you know how the young people, they just had a tenacity, like, let's go get it, let's do it. So I was that type of person. Like, let's make it happen, let's go. And I was good with my words, like good with my mouthpiece. So I told them what I could do and all that stuff. And they was like, okay, let's do it, And from there, I just got in. And then from like, after doing that, everybody would see my skills, like how I could pass out flyers, how I just had the gift of gab. I could tell everybody about the concert, everybody about the new product coming out, whether it was a concert or his apple bottom line or whatever was coming out. You get I got the club filled. I got the people filled in. So that was my gift. Yeah.
You sound like Nina. you sound just like Nina.
Her page, I was like, she reminded me of myself.
Like 20 years older, but yeah. Yeah, I hear a lot of the same words, the same language. Yeah. So in my ADD-ness, we were getting your titles, and I think we turned left. So I know you have the music piece. What do you do daily, or what do you do daily to maintain your finances? What's your job?
My job is I do public relations. Okay. So, but right now I'm not doing it for any musicians. I'm doing it for speakers and authors and entrepreneurs, like entrepreneurs who have businesses that need help with marketing and working on people's social media page, brand management, that type of thing, to get people, if you need get more flow into your business, you need people to know about what you do. That's what I do. And then I also do, I told you I have multiple streams of income, also do book editing. And I'm working on it right now, ghost writing for an awesome guy out of Atlanta, writing his book. I got another girl I'm working with to write her book from Texas, another one from St. Louis. So they'll pay me for me to make their story come to life and write their story out through book form. Everybody got a story. But you tell me your story and I can make it come to life. Like in the dark alley, I heard gunshots, So that's what I do, ghostwriting too. And then of course, I still do music promotions, but I haven't even picked up that road. And then of course, I'm an author, so my streams of income come through my book. So if that answers your question, I do all that.
It does. It does. What are your books about?
My first book is called The Force Behind the Stars. And that's about the behind the scenes of the music industry. We always hear the glamour and how the videos look and everybody got money, everybody blinged out. But a lot of people don't talk about how a lot of the artists, they're suicidal, or a lot of the artists, just like Mo3 died, Lucy's friend, they don't talk about what goes on and how a lot of the people, not everybody, but a lot of the rappers are getting murdered. So my heart is for people that's in the music industry and kind of need a place to vent and kind of need some understanding of what they got themselves into. Because I was only 19 when I got in the music industry. And before I know it, I was like drinking, popping bottles. I wasn't even old enough to drink, getting girls to come up to the room to have orgies or to pimp them out. And I'm like, how did I get in this lifestyle? Like a snowball effect. Like it was so fast money. We was making money every day. So I kind of want to make sure people are prepared of what they get into. And if they're already in it, kind of give them that safe haven where you can still do music, but you can do it a way where you don't have to like sell your soul to the devil. You don't got to be butt naked on stage. You know, you don't have to do all the stuff that Hollywood always pushing down that agenda, if that makes sense.
You know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I always ask that question, but not everybody picks up on it. And I don't know, like, if they hesitate because they are afraid for their safety discussing what they see in the industry. I know it can be extremely hard for a woman, but I mean, like, men are not exempt from the sell soul, all of that. So if you had like somebody that's 20 years old and they say, I want to go to Hollywood, what kind of advice? And it's a female, 20-year-old female, want to go act.
Man, that's all the time.
Or music. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or music. I mean, anything in that media entertainment field. Because I even had some radio personalities get, you know, sex offers and get drugs. You know, it's a lot that going on. But the advice that I would give is to find somebody that you can trust in that's on the inside. You know, not someone that doesn't have any benefits from you, your status. Does that make sense? Like somebody who's not making no money off of you, but you can kind of trust them to kind of guide you through. Because we'll know who to talk to, what parties not to go to. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't go to the hotel floor, you know? Don't be caught, you know, don't leave your drink just around random people. You know, we'll kind of give you the ins and out of even if it's a real, let's say they have an audition or meet me at the studio. Is that a real studio or is it somebody's basement you going to? So it's kind of like, because everybody, it's a small world. Everybody knows everybody. So I would say for them to get people in inner circle around them that they can trust. And just don't go in it blindsided, you know?
So what's the title of that first book again?
It's called The Forest Behind the Stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what's the other two? That one's your party book.
And the other one is called... basically,
that's the one I want.
That's the one you want.
Oh yeah.
I tell, and y'all, and I know she said some people are scared, but I tell all the juice, y'all. And I tell about the parties. I tell about what went on. I don't tell I do tell who I was with, but I don't tell that all the details of the people. Some people won't get in trouble, but I do tell about all how we partied and how it really went down behind the scenes. But that's the first one, The Force Behind the Stars. If y'all can see it, let me see. And that's like the red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the next one is I'm Not Crazy. And that book is dedicated to everybody that's dealt with PTSD, insomnia, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenic, everybody that has been told that they're crazy. Yeah. Mental illness. That's dedicated to that. Because and even in the process of being in the music industry, I met a lot of people that had a lot of mental illness. You know, a lot of those stars are bipolar. So you see two different people. You see one person on stage, and which is their alter ego. You see it on the alter ego, but then the other person you see that's the real them. You know, they're timid, they're shy, and so I deal with that kind of like how the entertainers sometimes have to do that for their mind for money, but sometimes their mind will split, and it's a real thing. And how you can come and get healed from that. You don't have to be on medication all your life. So that one's dear to my heart. Yeah. The other one is called Music 101, and it gives advice to artists and different things of the do's and don'ts to do.
Okay.
Yep. So those are the three that's out.
When's your birthday?
I am January 28th.
Aquarius.
We won't knock off the show. We'll keep talking.
Top of the year.
That's fine. We're busy. So look, I want to take it back a little bit. You said that at the age of 19, you packed 6 bags and you hopped on a Greyhound bus. First of all, where were you coming from?
I was coming from Tulsa, Oklahoma to St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. So you arrive in St. Louis. You just happen to know Nelly's auntie.
I didn't know her. I called on the phone.
How'd you get her number?
From the website for his nonprofit organization.
Got you. Okay, so you reach out to auntie. How did that conversation go?
I said, hi, do y'all need help? Do y'all need good help with your organization? I can see y'all need this and that and this and that.
To the point. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, like, hey, I'm your girl. I love what y'all do. Can I help?
Yeah. And so how did the initial meeting with Nelly go?
Well, I had an interview first at his company. He had an energy drink called Pimp Juice. And I started as an intern for his company because he had Pimp Juice, Apple Bottoms, Dirty Entertainment. He was doing so much at once. For Show for Kids, Justice for Jackie, all that under one umbrella. And so I started off as an intern. And that's how I got my foot in the door.
Did you do any work?
I initially met DJ Snow, who is Chingy's DJ. That's how I initially knew about St. Louis. But I just decided to up and move there because I was like, I'm gonna make it happen. I ain't got no kids, I ain't got no obligations. All these men are fine, they all got money. I can do this. I can do this.
Yeah, the reason, right?
Yeah, basically.
But no, the reason that I asked those questions is because I know where Nelly was as a force in the entertainment industry at that time. Yeah. Not only him, but the Saint Lunatics and anybody else that he may have had around him at that time. Yeah. And I know how a lot of young men that pretty much have access to anything that they want in the world might react to just a young woman at that age, just coming out of the blue and saying, hey, I want to, I want to be a part of what you're doing. That can be misconstrued and taken in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? So my question to you, and you said that you were going to be transparent.
I am.
Did there ever come a time where you were made to feel uncomfortable? You were made to feel violated or in any kind of way? Or was this, a pretty good professional and working relationship with you guys?
As far as with Nelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, him in particular, never. Okay. I know we heard a lot of stories about him and stuff like that, but when I met him, he was a complete gentleman. Yeah.
And that's what I get from him. That's what I get from him.
He was humble, he's very, very, very very humble, very kind. And his family, like I know his uncle, his mom, I knew his grandma, they all like took me in. So I think, you have different people say different things, but for me, he's never tried to, and I'll say it publicly, he has had the rape accusations, a lot of that stuff, even with the stuff going on with T.I. and Tiny right now. But as far as me, I've never had that from Nelly or from T.I. So I can only speak on my experience. Yeah. And I still respect Nelly to this day, Yeah. Now for some other ones, I will say it has been some times where I felt like my life was in danger, or I remember one time it was like 10 of them in a room. It was one celebrity. I won't say the name, but it was 10 of them, and it was only me and a girl. And I literally had to give her up unless, they were looking at me like, well, what y'all gonna do? And I was like, I'm not doing nothing. Like, I'm under Nelly, but I'm sure she, do you get down like that? And she was like, not really. But I was like, come on, you can just do, so basically they kind of like ran the train on her. But I was a part of that, but I have never been in that position. I know I'm raw and gutter, but I mean, it's the truth.
So we just talked about not judging people and everything. So we was just trying to get it together as we were living. It's like you're a whole pimp.
No, seriously. But see, the thing about it with that industry, with that force, you either have to be, you either have to like be a pimp or you're gonna get pimped. You either have to and I'm talking about you have to have that stance like, okay, y'all not about to just run me any type of way. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this, because I even had pimp men too, So it's just not that. It's like we're gonna make it happen regardless. But I had to have that type of cold heart, because it's like it was either eat or be eaten in that type of atmosphere.
So, Twan, you all right?
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask. So basically, it was a situation where you're not going to use me
Yeah.
as the object, but I can get you the
But I
object.
got somebody. Yep.
Yep, but I got somebody. I'm the plug. All right,
Yeah.
so psychologically, mentally, like you
Yeah.
see celebrities, literally, that's a lot. Like one of the reasons why they get high out of their mind,
That's
because
right.
in that process they had to, I'm a live or I'm a die. So
That's
you have
right.
the residue from that. Did you ever get overwhelmed or needing mental assistance yourself because you had to deal with what you did? Not that I'm
Oh my
judging what
God.
you did, but everything wasn't all good.
No,
Did
yeah,
that mess
and
with
that's
you?
and that's real. I definitely had to. I went crazy, like, and then it was right. I remember, I never forget. It was right after Hurricane Katrina, and that's why I wrote the other book. I'm not crazy because I was like, because I grew up in a Bible believing home. My mom, she's gone to be with the Lord, but God bless her soul. She raised me right, good morals, this stand. Nobody don't pimp out no girls. You don't even love money that deep that you'll do whatever. So I
Right.
kind of went straight all the way into the devil's camp. I went left. I don't know what happened to me. But anyway, after I did all that stuff, I started smoking weed every day. Got into some for real drugs like cocaine and stuff because I was like, how am I doing this to these people, these women? And then I seen murders and I'm like, a lot of that stuff could have been avoided if I would have spoke up and been like, no, don't do that because blah, blah, blah. So I'm dealing with that. And after a while, you get betrayed, you get set up. You don't know who's friends with who. Everybody like dying. So it's kind of like I had a mental breakdown. And that's because of a lot of the choices I was making. Because you can smoke for a while, you can drink, but you can't always like deal with those memories. And that's why a lot of the rappers do. You always see them high. Because it's like they done so much dirt and they know it. It's like their conscience eats them alive.
Right. So in your mental breakdown, was that weeks, years, months?
Oh no, thank God not years. It was weeks. I say after Hurricane Katrina, then I spent like maybe I got evaluated because I was just like I can't do this tomorrow and I couldn't sleep for four or 5 days. But then after that I went into the facility for like a couple of weeks. I never forget it was around the All-Star game. I was so mad because I didn't go to the All-Star game. That's a lot of money at the All-Star game. But I just needed that time to just like take a break and get my mind together. And I really started sleeping because I slept maybe like three hours a night for maybe years.
That's
running and running. Like, yeah.
You are exhausted.
After a while, when you're dealing with all that and you're not mentally, you're not there, it was just a lot. So, and
what's your drive?
Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you were saying what's my what?
What's your drive? Like, what are you addicted to or attracted to? Was it the money or?
I would say the money and the like the power. It was the power. Because I was and I write about it in my book. Like if you depending on how you were raised, if you were raised like a lot of people rejected you and told you couldn't do a certain thing, you have this mentality, and a lot of the rappers do. That's why you see them at the war shows, and they say, "I want to thank my mama, God, and all my haters who didn't believe in me."
Right.
You got this certain mentality, like I can just because you told me I couldn't do it, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna be somebody. Right. So it was more of the power and the money. I say power and money was hand in hand. That's what drew me. Like to have somebody at their if you were connected to a celebrity, that's a lot of status and in people's mind, it's a lot of power because if they say do something, everybody gonna move. And so if they tell you to do something or they tell you handed over the power to listen to you, then everybody gonna move when you say it.
Right.
So people crave that power,
So
and you have a piece that's I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Nina.
That's similar to mine being the plug. There's a certain type of adrenaline that you get when you connect of being it's a subdivision of power, but it's making things happen. And that's a part that you can easily get. You can like that. I like it when I make things work. When I put things together or people together. That's why I asked you. Because it didn't seem like money was your number one drive. It was you're so busy.
Yeah.
It's that energy.
It was that Russ.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Twan, Mr. McTwan.
McDowell's. So you you started out as an intern with Nelly. Did there ever get to a point where you were like on the payroll and actually making legitimate money, or were you just paying your bills and surviving your day-to-day stuff just off of the hustle that you had going on up there?
No, I never got on his payroll. What happened was after that, I would people would ask me to do, okay, I got this party come up with Bone Thugs. I need you to do that.
I was going to ask you
And
about
so
them.
I would do, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I used Nelly name to get in the door, but then I made so much money, more than people would on payroll, because I'm making money, no taxes, no thing. They hand me a wad of cash. Yeah, I'm making money. You know, I'm making money from the parties. I'm making money from the pimping the girls late at night. I'm making money from the strip clubs to go get the girl. I'm making money if they have the strip clubs and they need change. I'm making it if you want to go meet the rappers and the DJs. You know, if you want to meet the rappers and the DJs. So you're going to pay me some before I let you in the store, you know, because I connected y'all. So, yeah, it was like I think it's like, I'm sorry, y'all. I think that I can make more money just behind his name because I know my skills. And then if you let me in the door, I'm talking to Snoop, we talking to Maya. I did some with her, some with this one. We're going to Atlanta, we're going to Dallas. We making it in so many avenues that it's so much money coming in, you know?
The perks alone is somebody's salary.
Seriously?
Pretty much.
Yes. I live that party life. There's so much money. What you said. You're my Shiro. You get a certificate. Write her up something for the day, Twan. Get it over to her team immediately. I know how you flow. I am impressed, sis. Black girl magic.
Yeah. I just contacted your people. So so how did the connection with Bone Thugs? I saw a picture. When I saw that picture of you and Bone Thugs, I went into instant hate mode because that's one of my favorite groups of all time. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was like, how did that relationship start? And what was the relationship with you and them? Was it pretty much the same?
Smoky?
Let's see. That's a good question. I did a few events with them and promotions, you know. That one was more personal, I would say, because when I first met Lazy Bone, we weren't on no business tip. I mean, we were at an event, but we kind of like, I went into counseling mode. Right then, the group was kind of split up. Him and Busy wasn't really touring together. And so I kind of went into counseling mode the first night I met him on tour. And we were just talking about how he felt about Eazy-E, Tupac, and Biggie, you know? So I would say that was more of another one of the branches that I do. It was more personal than business. Yeah. And they're still good, you know, good people to this day. They're real down to earth. But yeah.
So was there ever any hesitancy once you made that decision to put all of this in a book? And I think Nina kind of touched on this. Was there ever any hesitancy, any fear that if I put these names out there and I put these events out there, there may be some backlash, there may be some repercussions?
I mean, definitely there was a definite hesitant. I was definitely hesitant. And then my family was like scared of my well-being, like somebody gonna get you. But I was like, you know, what I did? Yeah. They was like, ain't nobody gonna want to work with you. A lot of stuff was negative with that. But you know what I did? I thought about the man that I gave CPR to before he died. I thought about the girls still getting pimped out in the hotel. I thought about the young girls, 14, getting raped, you know? So when I think about the people that, even though they live in a glamorous life, but a lot of them don't know, not saying it's all bad, but some people in there are very bad and evil. So my whole thing is I don't want nobody to get hurt like I seen the hurt in there. So I would risk my life, you know what I mean? I would risk whatever, everything, because I'm not going to let these people drown when I know I got a life jacket for them. I know the mental torment you're going through, you don't got to commit suicide. You can call me. We're going to work this thing out. We got to pray. If I got to come out there and spend two nights with you in a hotel with my pastor and some other counselors, we're going to do what we got to do. You got somebody that not just going to give you, clap for your Grammy, clap for your fame, and keep using you and seeing that you can use, but you suicidal, you depressed. That's who I wrote the book for. I dedicated it to the celebrities that's suffering in silence, even to this day. Because if their mom died, they still got to go on and perform. If their cousin just got shot, the record label just want to know where the money at. So that's who I did it for. And it outweighed about my life or my thoughts and my fears and all that, if that makes sense.
So makes a lot. Does it ease your pain a little? Like, is that a part of your give back?
It is. It definitely is. It definitely is.
So what was the moment? What was the moment when you woke up and
doing it differently?
Yeah, when you woke up and said, "Yo, I can't do this anymore."
Wow.
Was there something in particular that happened, or was it just like a revelation of all of the things rolled up in one, where you just said, "That's it"?
Yeah, it was kind of like, how you can have, if God trying to get your attention, you can have one way. Let's say it's somebody that's selling dope. They could have one wake up call where their friend got shot. Okay, kind of shook them, but they back to that block. They back to the money. Then they can have another incident and another. But then when their little cousin come to them and be like, I want to make money like you and sell dope, it kind of be like, whoa, what am I doing? So it kind of was a lot of events that led up to me finally being like, you know what, y'all, this is not worth the money. It's not even worth the power. And then y'all on the real tip, we was lying. We would say that we were good. Oh yeah, we living the life. It's the best life. But really, we couldn't even go a day without drinking, smoking, or doing a line. So it wasn't really what we portrayed it to be. It was all a facade and mirrors. So I was like, it's another way to do this where we can still use our talents, but we can be honest about the life that we really live. If that makes sense. So to answer your question, it was like a series of events. It wasn't just one time.
So what was that transition between I'm wiping my hands of this, we can do something different, and to where you are now? Like, how was that? And then as a part two to that, do you ever feel like you have been or may ever be blackballed because of all of this that you've done since you wiped your hands from everything?
I didn't answer the first one. The transition was after that. I kind of went cold turkey and I dropped it, and God, He led me to some people, some prayer warriors, and then I got counseling. So the transition was basically going through the healing process. A lot of time we do a lot of stuff. We've been raped, molested, a whole bunch of stuff in our life, betrayed, seen a lot of murders, and we believe that we just gonna get right in 2 weeks or 3 months. I went through like 6 years of counseling. Just pulling back the layers, talking about the murders, talking about the betrayals, all that. And then I went through a healing process. And then it's like, okay, now I can go help some others who's been in my situation before. So that's what the transition, having a strong people around me to help me kind of do it the right way and have the right motives of what I'm doing stuff, But blackball, no. I mean, that might come up, but I don't know. The people who knew me, because I used to go by Star Jones, the people who knew me and who I partied with, to this day, they'll still text my phone or inbox me and be like, I need prayer. I couldn't sleep last night. Or I'd be like, how you doing? I know somebody died. So to me, it's kind of like I have real relationships in that world, and we went through real traumas together. So it's like if they do blackball me, even some of the celebrities that's bigger than them will be like, we gonna blackball you, if that makes sense. Because I know them and their family personally, and I'm already
blackball the blackballers.
Right.
Exactly. Because right. I know these DJs. I know the DJs who's playing the big people song. You know what I mean? I know the tour managers. I know these people, and they really know me. Like, we really good. So
right. So
then, what did you drop? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nina. Go ahead.
What did you drop? The music promo part? What part don't you do anymore?
You know what I dropped? I didn't, because I still do what I do. Like, I still give consulting. I still promote me.
You dropped the
I dropped
the party.
My motives. my heart. That's what died. The reason why I was doing this, like you said, I was all about power and all about money. So now I never saw a person. You know how you just see a person for what you can get from them? That's how I saw people. I saw people like how I can use them and use them as a puppet. I mean, literally, they were cash cows to me. I didn't really care about the celebrities or if they was hurting or not. I'm like, just keep the bottles popping. Like,
so
why are you telling me about how your uncle died?
Right.
Wow.
You know
So
what I mean?
when you walked away from there, and you didn't have that extra money, you didn't have that pimp money, you didn't have that party money. How were you able to still maintain? Because bills still had to be paid, life still had to go on.
I would say I had to put my faith out there. That's where faith come in. And I would keep you not. To this day, people bought me. God just put it on people's heart to buy me a whole new wardrobe, pay my rent, give me a car. I got 2 cars given to me. You know what I mean? They would just give me stuff and just bless me. Because I told God, I said, God, I know I'm gifted. I know I'm talented. I know I got a networking ability. I said, I don't want to hook prostitutes up with pimps. You know, I want to hook up the right people that need to be hooked up. I want to help those people who do got talent, you know, and to meet the radio people. But I want to do it the right way, with the right motive. And so when I said that prayer, he kind of like cleaned up my motives and everything. He took me to the counselor. And in that time, I didn't work. He supernaturally provided. Literally, y'all. Yeah.
Okay.
And so now I'm doing what I used to do before, but I'm not gonna promote no songs that's like kind of, you know, using women as, you know, just seeing women for a prostitute or whatever. You know what I mean?
And you ain't pimping no more.
Yes, look.
Yay.
No more.
So is there in the midst of the industry, are there safe havens for somebody exactly like yourself? Like, before these people became famous, they grew up into a church, they got in the industry, things went left, and they are craving God.
Casey
How do
and
they
JoJo.
get the connection?
Casey
How do
and
they get
JoJo.
connected?
How do they get the connection? How do they get to a safe haven?
That is such a good.
Like when you were going through it, you reached out to somebody of your faith for help.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
That's a good question, and that's one I've been trying to solve, because there really is. I mean, you don't, and this. I mean, to answer your question, is we're actually, me and the counselor that walked me through it. We're literally working on a program which will be estates and houses where they can actually come and detox from whatever they need to detox from, whether it's that fast life, you know. So we're working on that now. But as far as what I would tell them to reach out to is somebody that you know that won't try to pimp their stardom. Because we got a lot of celebrities that try to come out and go to these pastors, but they like, come to us so you can bring a crowd in. Come to us, we'll put you on the front row and give you a microphone. And then the next Sunday, it'll be exactly 5,000 people in the stands. So that's not the type of people they need to go to. They need to go to people who don't care about the stardom and really care about their well-being. And we will have a program for that coming up. You know, I'm literally in the work of writing it up and getting grants and everything. But for right now, I mean, there is some like that, but it's not it's pretty hard. That's why a lot of them are just feel stuck. A lot of them have reached out. You've seen it. They like, I want out. R. Kelly even made a song about it. Like he said, I want out, mama. You know, they always crying out in their songs. It's too much for us to handle. But a lot of people, like even with the pastors, sad to say, they'll put them up on the stage and so they can bring the money in, because people means money, you know? So I'm creating a solution for that question, for the problem.
Gotcha. Love solutions. So other than the author, if you're talking to this audience, is it any other product or service that you sell or that would be appealing that you want to get out there?
I would say book writing. I love to help people get their story out, even if it's just how to do, like y'all could do one, how to do podcasting, how to be a person.
Well, no. I'll be late. I'll be in my car late. I don't talk to Mr. Antoine right. We just work.
I just set up a link and send it out, and we just get on here and kick it for an hour or two, and that's about
That
it.
is so fun.
And it just ends up being an amazing show because we have people like you that are willing to be transparent and talk about
Transparent, right? That's helpful.
Really. I love doing consulting. I love seeing Black entrepreneurship. I'm full of ideas. So if you give me a business idea and you just need a little help, it's only like maybe $100. It starts at $100 to just consult.
What's that for the entrepreneur?
Entrepreneurship. If you have an idea, if you have a business, you call me and I can do consulting. I can give you strategies on how to get your business out, who to talk to, give you some connections. And then, of course, authors. I love working with authors, help them write their book, get their story out. And then marketing. I still do marketing in the meantime. Like if you have a product that's already doing good, but you need some more boost, you need to talk about it on different platforms. That's something I do too, to the regular people.
I need you. I really do.
So when I drop this sweatsuit line later on this year, you can get my sweatsuits into the hands of the right people.
Extra long.
We can get some of the celebrities to wear it. Hey,
they gotta be tall.
No, they don't.
Like basketball players?
No, they don't. I'm making stuff for the height deprived people like you too, Nina.
Oh, deprived. Okay, that's what you should name it then. Height deprived.
No.
Hey.
So look, I was in a workshop the other day, and this was a really complicated, hard question for me to answer. If you can only do one thing, one job, one business, what would it be?
Whoa.
Because you're so good at a whole lot of stuff. That's why it was hard for me. But you can only pick one.
What was your answer?
Don't question me.
I'm done.
The views expressed by Nina, the original party girl, are those of Nina, the original party girl, and not those of the Access Granted Pod stream.
Okay.
Y'all are wow. I'm having fun. I would say belief therapist, counseling.
Tell me more, sis. Are you teaching me to reach for a goal and believe that I have the goal or I can attain? Where's my belief come in your process? Tell me how that works.
Belief comes from what we've been told and what we experienced, So if you had a lot of bullying or somebody told you that you couldn't do something your whole life, you was too light skinned, you was too dark skinned, you too short, you too tall, you don't know enough people, you lived in poverty, ain't no way you can do all that, That it comes from a
you're
system.
A girl.
Yeah, you. Oh my gosh, you're a woman. You know how many people told me that you're not gonna make an industry because you're a woman, and just a lot of stuff that people form our belief system, and then we own from our experiences. Let's say if you failed, your perception, you took it as, oh, I must not be smart enough. I failed. So you have to really when you go back to why you believe, ask yourself, why do you do what you do? And why do you believe how you believe? Like, who told you couldn't write that book, start that podcast, go sell 1 million of your sweatsuits? Like, who told you a celebrity won't want to endorse? You can't get endorsement from a celebrity. Who told you couldn't? Like, you can't see limitations on what you want to do and what you believe. Because if anything that told you couldn't, it's a belief system, and you got it from somewhere if you track it back. Yep.
Great. Now, what's your perfect audience? Is that's grown people or pre-grown people or people that's trying to do career moves and stuff? Who's your greater audience with that piece?
I would say celebrities. Yeah. Yeah.
So you still gonna be celebrity involved in some kind of way, no matter what it is that you're doing at this point.
Yeah, because y'all know I stopped for 5-7 years, like not trying to do that, but they still was reaching out to me while I'm going through therapy myself. So it's kind of like I got a wake up call. I was like, okay, maybe God has granted me access to these people, like Queen Esther.
Granted access? God does that? What a coincidence.
You know it. Some people just got favor with people like that,
Yeah. So before we went on air, you and I were talking a little bit of my history. Nina, can you get your forehead out of the picture? Please, that's all I saw was. And I was telling you how I got started in this radio thing, and how Nina and I, to this day, I still don't know how in the heck I met Nina. Honestly, she just popped up one day and was there, and we've been kind of attached at the hip ever since. But even when we decided to start this venture, I feel like, how can I say this in a nice way? I feel like some of the congratulations weren't genuine.
Wow.
From your friends and family and fans?
From people. From people.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of different shows and stations and podcasts and so on and so on and so on. Like this is a very saturated market in this city right now. So I think I hit Nina up on like the last week in November maybe, and was like, "Oh, we going live next week. I'm gonna stop thinking about it. I'm gonna stop pondering on it. I got me somebody that we can talk to. We just gonna go do it." And it kind of went off from there. What would be your advice to me? And you can't charge me for this consultation because I only got like $4 in my pocket right now, and I need that for.
And 2 of that is mine.
And 2 of that is Nina. So.
I would say my advice is, don't listen to what everybody's saying or what other people are doing. Even in the city, like you told me a little bit about the city of Baltimore. Just all that going on. You said that your whole thing is telling people there's other things that go on outside that city. So
well,
if
that was in the past. That was Baltimore Flavor Radio. That was the first 6 years.
So I would ask you this: what's your passion right now for having this? What do you want people? Because like you said, there's other people doing it. So many other thousands are doing it. What do you want people to take after they listen to your show, after they listen to it,
because now I'm kind of doing things in reverse. With the Baltimore Flavor Show, it was bringing Baltimore to the world. Now I'm kind of doing it the opposite way and trying to bring the world to Baltimore, and to talk to people that a lot of people in Baltimore see, but don't know the true stories behind them.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what you should focus on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're going to do it regardless, but.
Yeah. And I feel like, as far as my advice to you, would do that, like I was saying, without limitations. As far as, let's say, it's a celebrity or somebody, an entrepreneur that you admire and that you said you want to bring that to Baltimore. You want to inspire people to do entrepreneurship, or whatever, Black news, or whatever you want to inspire people to do. Get somebody of that icon and interview them, and so people can be exposed to that. Because like through media, what y'all are doing, what we do is exposing people to a whole nother world. Yeah, so they can be inspired. So they can be like, oh my God, I haven't been outside my neighborhood, but because they told that story, because I heard this, I believe that I can do something with it. Blah, 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 blah. It kind of it starts an effect, to get the wheels turning on with everybody.
Yeah. We've gotten off to a pretty decent start, and I have a bucket list that if I tell you how long it is, you won't see my hands on the camera. That's how long my bucket list is of people that we're gonna try to get on here, but unfortunately, what, Nina?
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
And the user, please. She said something earlier about telling her no. No can be a motivator in a lot of situations. So if you feel like they're saying you shouldn't be doing this, I ain't happy for you. Besides showing them what you're trying to say, like she said, You use that no to make that the best yes for you.
Oh, we've been doing that. We've been doing that for 6 years now. So
Yeah, I don't even pay attention
So-
right. So I'm listening to her. I mean, when you're describing what your show means. It's
and
like
then
that's the first time I got it. Your mission
yeah, and
statement
then
all in one. I was like, oh, that's what we doing. Okay.
yeah, and then even no, see, I said that on the first show, Nina. I'm gonna need you to go back on the YouTube channel and look at our very first show with T Quest, and I talked about that at the end. But even with the people that I've reached out to, and I've had people either not respond or they'll respond and say we're not doing interviews at this time. I've had people ask for money.
Wow. To do an interview?
Yeah, they do that. They do that.
And I gotta say this because damn, I done brought it up now.
Wow.
I'm gonna be transparent with this. Okay. So ironically, both of the people that have asked me for money are MCs from Philly. Okay. The first MC, he's only known because he was on MTV's Making the Band and he walked for Cheesecake.
Oh,
he's more
I
known
don't
for
know who
that.
that is.
He's more known for that than anything that he's done since that's been over. The second person that I asked was a former member of State Property with Beanie Siegel and Young Chris and all of them. And out of all of the members of State Property, he was probably the lowest on the totem pole. And I don't know if this is being arrogant or not, but I kind of took this attitude where I said, bro, for the people that we've had here that I would have paid money for, there's no way in God's green earth that I'm paying you. Not only that, but you should be insulted. You should be insulted, or you should be ashamed of yourself for the little bit of money that you're asking for. Like, if that's all it takes, like there's certain people that I would understand if they were asking for money. And there are certain people that if I could have it in the budget and they ask for money, I would pay it just because I know that would be a major benefit for us. But these two dudes,
they know they worth to a certain degree. That I give away a lot.
I'm gonna tell you, like,
conversation you have for 30 minutes, that's 30 minutes of my day I can't get back.
You're
although
right.
I might not like that they did that, I am learning to adapt some people's processes. I need to get paid for them 30 minutes.
I would pay a Baltimore artist before I paid either one of those two. Just me, because the show's gonna go on with or without you.
Yeah.
And I feel like because you haven't been in a spotlight really doing anything since then, this is like a win-win. I'm not asking you to fly to Baltimore and pull up to the radio station at 6418 Bel Air Road. I'm asking you to click a link on your phone. You know what I mean? I don't think this is too much to ask. I'm different. Yeah. I can't pay this when this is saying, oh, okay, yeah, just send me the link and let me know what day you want to be on.
Yeah.
Okay. Esther, do they call you Esther?
Yes, they do now.
No, they call her.
They do now. Okay. She looked like she was getting ready to tell you something. So I was introducing her again.
No.
Oh, well, I mean, I definitely see, because y'all have the personality for it and everything. And I would definitely just to continue on the advice, I would say to think outside the box. Like I've seen a lot of radio interviews, just media period. But something that people don't have is kind of like, just kind of like having fun on air. But if y'all could, like, even with you, like with her personality, the party girl, y'all could do like role play with the celebrities, like different, like have different, because what's going to stand you apart is having different strategic ideas and putting that into play in every show. So you can build up an expectation. Like, we don't know what's going to happen on this show. You know what I mean? Like, we never know, because y'all had that type of personality. It's kind of like y'all go together so good and balance each other out that if y'all do get whatever, I mean, y'all do, but I love the dynamics. The dynamics.
Yeah, I'm the smart one. I get it.
The dynamics of it. And if you bring somebody else to who, whatever passion, whatever y'all, talking about that subject, but if you just have spontaneous stuff that y'all do, y'all can come up and think of that only happens on this show. So people will go to your show just to see that, if that makes sense. And start to look forward to it.
So
I can have a whole situation wrapped around the party part with you. That's a whole different conversation right there. That is. I mean, like, we could talk for days about parties, for real. For real.
Literally. Do you know we have about 10,000 viewers?
Yeah. And I'll start going to the party and talking to you while I'm in it. It's like, is that a tiger ditty? I'm scared. I have to go now. Enough of the party. The party is over.
The party is definitely over when Nina leaves. So what would the role play of Esther be right now?
Oh Lord, I was given the idea.
I got stuck on role play.
You to throw that down.
I just went left. And I went back to her pimp days in my head. All of that happened in 3 seconds. My bad. I will focus better. Hello?
You see what I got to go through? You see, Esther, this is every show, Esther. She just...
Like me and Esther was in the same room, that's a lot of heat right there. If we were actually in the same room.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It'd be a lot. Because you doing 6 things, I'm doing 4. That's 10 things.
That's right.
Y'all may be in the same room when she comes to Baltimore. She says she likes it here, and she may be back at some point soon.
I love Baltimore. Yeah. So.
You do. You love seafood?
Yes.
Hey, Nina,
meat. Hey. We don't have no meat and potato guests. Everybody likes seafood.
Yeah. But I
like seafood.
I was about to say, we can't feed every guest that comes to Baltimore, Nina. We ain't got that in the budget right now.
My daughter got some African fish yesterday. That's not what it's called, but that's where it came from. With the head still on it. Oh. Anyway. What's next, Esther? What do you want to do that you haven't?
Wow, movies.
Well, that's your project that you're working on now, and
of course, the center, estates for the people that's coming out of crisis or trauma, and then I want to get into movies. I want to get into some plays and some dramas.
What you want to get into it doing?
Well, I'll be the actor and director, and then I also write scripts. So I want to do my first book, The Force Behind the Stars, is definitely going to be a movie. I even was talking to some people about it. John Singleton people, before. Well, it was right after he died. I was there when he died with his niece, and so we had some stuff in the works. But after that tragedy happened, I had to take a break, and then my mom died. But anyway, I wanted to get into movies.
Movies,
yeah, because everybody don't read.
Right, a lot of people don't read. Oh my, don't read. And it makes sense because you've already done the writing piece and you already actually lived the life of the movies you'll make. Everybody hasn't done that. So that's a good thing.
So you want to be
anything we can do to help?
Unless y'all know some people who got their own
the people. Look, I'm a divert real quick, tell you about my life. So when I pulled over on the side of the road, I remembered I know somebody that lives over here. So I pulled up in their driveway, texted them on the phone like, yo, I'm sitting in your driveway. Don't be alarmed. And they was like, all right, bet. And then I was like, can you order some food? So I see the delivery driver pulling up behind me. I'm like, I love my life. See, it was small, but I made it work. I put some things together.
They said closed mouth. Closed mouth don't get fed.
Yeah.
What did you order, Nina?
Obey wings and a cheeseburger.
All they can say is no.
Nobody tells Nina no. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Nobody tells Nina no.
I mean a lot to a lot of people. I am very loved. That's all that means. People care.
Love it.
Like, I love it. You can't even use those two N words in the same sentence. It
I love it.
Doesn't happen.
What's N words?
Nina and no. You can't use those in the same sentence.
You know, but do you know that's my full name? My family calls me. They say, Nina, no. Like when I dress and they see my outfit. Like no is my middle name. That's what they call me. Nina, no.
And Nina. What do I call you?
Nino. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's right. But I stretch it out like Nino.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. It's really been fun hanging out with you. What's fun for you in real life, Miss Work?
I know, right? I love swimming.
Oh, okay.
I do. I love swimming. I love traveling, going to the beach. I love seeing animals in any capacity. I love animals. Yeah. Not like in my house. I like watching animals in cages, like the babies.
I'm trying to think of what do I like that's an animal?
You don't admire like watching, like when I went to Africa, I love going to the safari and watching animals. No, that's not your thing.
Nah, I don't do safaris either.
I'm working better because they are God's creatures, so I need to accept them completely in the space that they. But I do get alarmed very, very quickly when I see. Look, an animal to me is a fly, a bee. They don't got to be the big ones. Just anything that moves faster than me.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So, where are you what was the best feeling you got from spending your money? When you spent your money on what? What was it?
Best feeling, I would say shoes and purses.
Oh, okay. You're a girly girl.
Shoes, purses. Well, I wouldn't say I'm really a girly girl. The first thing, the best I think I spent my money on is trips. So I would make a whole bunch of money in the city and then spend that money on the next trip we was gonna take.
Okay.
I love hotels. I like skylines. I like different food. I like different cultures. I like different countries. You know what I mean? Like if you want to
love hotels. I do. I get it.
I love hotels. Like
they not COVID ready yet though. The last 3 I hit wasn't ready. They wasn't ready.
Yeah.
With the whole they didn't even clean non-COVID surfaces. They just was. It's like when COVID shut the hotel down for months, then they reopened it with no special treatment, sanitizing, none of that. That situation. I just was in a bathtub with a piece of black hair that was about 12 inches long. So I'm telling the lady, I'm like, y'all don't understand.
Where did you stay? At one of the motels on Pulaski Highway?
No, that was the Country Inn the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson Hotel. So I'm telling the girl, I'm like, the hair 12 inches. Huh?
In Rosedale?
No, that was BWI, Lentica.
BWI. Oh yeah, you did say BWI earlier.
So people that cut their hair got a thing about hair. You know that's not my hair. It's black and it's long. And they didn't fix that situation right. And the manager wasn't available. So that's how I'll start my day tomorrow.
She's giving us a tour of the house, but then
that's a middle finger, Twan. That's for you.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find the charger because the battery's got 4%.
We're not going to keep you too much longer. We done burnt up her phone.
That's okay.
You don't even... Twan don't know how to work them boxes because you could have made her go away while she looking for it.
I didn't know in the house. I didn't know she was doing all of that. I didn't know she was doing all of that.
What's the question that I should have asked you and we didn't?
What's the question you should ask me? You didn't?
Mm-hmm.
Are you married? How many children?
Oh, good one.
I am not married. No married. I have one daughter.
One daughter? Was that
She's
the
4
one
years
that was helping you in the beginning?
No,
That wasn't okay.
no. My daughter's a baby. She's a toddler, 4 years old.
Oh, she's new. They
Sheesh.
got a name.
Yeah.
Fresh out the box. Okay.
Sheesh.
Okay. Nice. How's that? Hey, party girl. How do you go from all of that to a that? How is that? Is it a different party altogether?
I still haven't transitioned. I'm
Does
sorry.
she know that? Like my
I think
daughter,
she-
because of the party, she would say, "What kind of mother are you?" She knew I wasn't a
Oh.
regular one. I only have one, but the party was very much of her life. So that's a book you
Wow.
need to help her write. She could be rich off of that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know?
Dang.
And that's
Yeah.
why
Dang.
and that's why your daughter is now going to be catering the parties, Nina.
My daughter hates everything about a party because of that.
She can stay
Wow.
behind. She can stay behind and just do the cooking.
She wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness because they don't party. That's how
Wow.
bad. Yeah. I mean, she's evening out now, but she's very shy, very introverted. Like she's the opposite of what my lifestyle is. And I'm like, babe, come meet. Look, here's such and such. Any artist or whatever. Come meet them. And she could care less.
Hold up.
She don't want no parts of none of that.
Hold
None
up.
of it.
Esther, keep moving that camera around. Let us see what you got going on in there.
What you working with? Come
What
on,
you working
E.
with? Go ahead, take us on a tour of the house.
Joe, look.
Take us on a
E.
tour.
Joe.
Hey.
Oh, that's nice
And
that
look.
you can even do that. Because if I was at home, I couldn't. That's the life of the party.
Suitcase and luggage.
Nice. We all in people business. You can't do that, Twan.
Why not? She told me she was transparent.
If I told you to show us your house and you got them pile of clothes next to the wash machine and dryer, 4 liquor bottles on that couch right outside that square. I know some drinks is over there.
You talking about me? The drinks are over. Shout out to Tipsy Fiend, as we
Are you
always
tipsy?
do every week. Yeah, that's it. The drinks are over. Everything else is just gray walls. I still haven't put anything on the walls down here yet.
That's them people you gotta watch with them gray walls. They play like they don't do nothing.
No, these are people that's just lazy and ain't felt like putting nothing up yet. That's all it is.
You 6'7". You can paint the ceiling without getting on a ladder.
And I did, but that has nothing to do with putting stuff up on the walls.
Oh, okay.
Mind your business.
You started it all looking through her dresser drawers and stuff. Hey, Ejo, back to you, sweetie.
Now,
Black girl magic.
If she takes that camera to the bedroom and she starts going through the drawers, then show's over. Show's over.
There you go. My mind went left again.
Yeah, I know it did. So what else do you have on deck for 2021, Esther?
Establishing that center for the people that's in need. And then more books. I'm gonna write I already wrote a children's book that deal with their self-esteem. And then I really want to make start screenwriting some of the movies. Kind of put it out there, put it into action.
Do you feel like being locked down during this pandemic for the last year has kind of gotten your creative juices flowing more?
Definitely. It definitely did. Because it made me kind of like, it brought out different gifts that I didn't even know I had. Like I started editing books and helping people ghostwrite. Because I'm like, what? Somebody asked me, they said, I need you to edit my book. And I was like, I don't edit. I'm not an editor. They was like, if you could do it. And I said, okay. So I just started doing it. And then I'm like, you need to add this to the story. You need to add that. And I was like, she said, that's ghostwriting. So I was like, okay, I'm about to start ghostwriting. And I've got soon when I did the post, I get like clients all the time that ask me to help them write their book. And I love writing. I'm a writer, so I love writing. I love it.
And I understand what the ghostwriting is from a music standpoint. As far as like, a rapper that doesn't, they can't write their own lyrics. They get, somebody else to write their lyrics for them. But when you're ghostwriting as far as trying to tell someone else's story in a book, there's a difference between 16 bars, 32 bars, 48 bars, and telling the whole story in a book. like when someone comes to you and say, I want you to ghostwrite this book or I want you to tell this story, do you like go into investigative mode and try to learn more about the person? Like how does that work? Because I can't imagine ghostwriting a book for someone.
She knows how to tell the story.
Yeah, it's a gift that I didn't know I had. I would be like, well, so what happened? They said, well, I want to tell my story, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, where do you want to start? I said, what's the most interesting event that you remember? You know, before, and then we could start there. And it was like, well, I remember when I got jumped in the hallway at school. So I would be like, was it what year? Freshman year, senior year? My senior year. So I would like go into my mind, imaginary, you know, because I love movies and writing. So I was like, it was the summer day of our last day at school and as a senior. You know, I remember the hallways being dark. I remember the excitement in the air. I had on these cut up jeans on the side with my white beater shirt. So I'm basically making it come to life, and they just gave me the subject.
Yeah. So
she writes them like she tells them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if I were,
that's how you talk. Right.
Yeah, I love storytelling. So just instead of just saying, oh, I was driving down the car and I seen an accident and this lady came out screaming around, you know, like a crackhead. I was like, I remember going down this cold pavement. I remember the rain constantly hitting my front windshield. I couldn't even see in front of my hand. So I'm building up momentum and building the story. So it
smoking a cigarette, plucking ashes on the floor because I can't roll the window down because it's raining.
There you go. And I still remember the smell and how I was like, if I could do anything to get this window down, you know, we make it more interesting. So people are like, wow, okay.
Nina, all
of a sudden I hear a honk, honk. I thought somebody was, you know, after me. So they like, wow.
And it was the police.
And it's fun because especially on fictional books, you can just use your imagination and just go. And they like, wow.
So when it's more of a nonfiction situation, or if it's more of an autobiographical situation, how do you go about doing that? When you have to kind of stick to as close to the story, because I don't think any autobiography is truly 100%. You know what I mean? So how do you go about trying to add that extra glitz and glam, but still sticking to as close to the story as you possibly can?
I would tell them we still gonna stick to the story, but we'll just put that in there, like you know what they do in the movies. If you say based on a true story. That's all it's based on. Not saying that everything that happened, like even with the Tina Turner movie, you know, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? It's based on her life. But a lot of the stuff was added, you know, a lot of the stuff they kind of, okay, maybe this was what happened, you know, and a lot of stuff they left out.
Yeah.
From the book. Because the book is better than the movie, you know?
Yeah.
So
always
better. Yeah.
It's hard to tell the real story in an hour and a half. So
yeah.
You got so much stuff that you have to leave out.
Tasha? Yeah. You got the charger? I'm sorry, yo.
Hey Tasha, what you cooking?
Tasha!
Come on in, Tasha.
You want to help with the
Come on in, give it up for Tasha.
What it do, baby? All the way from B-More. Sending you some love.
Thank you. All the way from Baltimore. Yes. They are hilarious.
Tasha, we appreciate you. Tell Tasha we appreciate her helping with the technical difficulties before we went on air.
Yes.
How you talking about that's her daughter?
I didn't say
that. I just had to start the car in my mobile studio. I couldn't figure out why I was freezing. It's because I'm outside.
And your food getting cold.
And your food's getting cold.
I seen it come. So, Twan, do you do? We don't rush off guests because I have food somewhere. You're the star of this show.
Oh. I think we've gotten a lot of good stuff from Esther tonight. So.
Yeah. Like I said, I got my books, you know, The Force Behind the Stars. I'm Not Crazy, Music 101. And then also just the sessions to talk if you need to vent, if you need to like figure out a situation, or if you're feeling depressed, suicidal, you're feeling manic, you can't sleep, you know, we have resources for you. And it's definitely my heart that anybody that went through what I went through, and you feel like you're alone, even though you got a lot of money and status and fame, but there is a place where you can come in confidence, confidential, and we're trained counselors, trained therapists that can help you. Or consulting, if it's not that major, consulting for your business, help for your brand, ideas, all that stuff, brand strategy.
And your platforms, your social media platforms?
Social media, Instagram at Esther Jones _, Twitter, everything's Esther Jones, Clubhouse, everything's Esther Jones, Facebook, everything's Esther Jones.
That's where I met you at, Clubhouse. That's right. We met on
So
Clubhouse.
what are you talking about on Clubhouse?
I only did it one time. I haven't been back.
See, I got her the one time she was on.
Oh, nice.
Perfect time.
Yeah,
nice.
I'll start doing it more, but I haven't been back.
Yeah,
that's a whole lot of goldfish over there.
Yes, it is. I was like, they're doing a lot.
They do, but the one thing that I've been saying, because we've been talking about Facebook about Clubhouse quite a bit lately. You just have to tread lightly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the titles of the rooms aren't always what they seem, but they're for the most part about 70% accurate. So you just have to go and kind of, listen in for about 30 seconds, a minute. Doesn't take that long to get, an idea of whether or not you need to be there or not. And once you determine that you don't need to be there, just get out and go look for something else.
Yeah.
It has been pretty beneficial to me. So
you gotta have the time to be doing all that. Like I'm just managing the other ones.
That's the
problem.
It's
a whole nother situation. I don't want to get disconnected.
Yeah,
be so locked in digitally that I lose real life. I'm gonna take real life as much as I can.
I got this guy, some DJ named Joe Storm, that keeps telling me, "Hey, you need to come in this room because I'm gonna be DJing and da da da." I'd be like, "Joe, I'll be asleep at 10:30, bro. I'll be asleep at 10:30." So
forgot I was out of town and not out of town. That's what you just started.
Jesus. That's her man friend, by the way, Esther, in case you wondering why.
Don't shut your whole mouth. Like you put me, what?
That's your man friend, your fiance, your baby daddy, future. That's all that. So don't do that, Nina.
Egypt, Esther Jones. As we were saying before, he's trying to put my whole, what is this, digital lifestyle out there into the world?
Digital.
Yeah. It was a pleasure.
Hey, one more question, Esther. No, I'm not even gonna say when the movie drops of the behind the scenes stuff, if you decide not to play you, who would you want to play you in that movie?
I have experience. I'm interviewing.
No,
I'm applying.
All right,
I know how to act in a party. That one's about the party.
Let me rephrase that. What good actress would you want to play you in the movie?
It's terrible. And they have to look like her a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking, so I don't know her name. What's the one that I don't know why I can't think of her name. She came up with Ice Cube.
Yo-Yo?
Who?
Yo-Yo?
No, not in the rap. She came up in the acting scene. She was in Friday. She was in the
Regina King.
Is that Regina King.
She is a movie buff. Ding, we got it.
Yeah, I would like Regina King. She's an awesome actor to me.
So she's an awesome actress, but I'm gonna tell you, do you know the three sisters that are actresses now? They were like the three sisters in what's the movie with Idris Elba? Daddy's Little Girls.
Tyler Perry.
They've been in a few things together, but then they've also been in some stuff separately. I could see the oldest daughter I don't know which
Okay.
one she is, but I could see her playing you in the movie.
Yeah, I know her sister is China. Yeah, I never thought about that. Okay.
At one time, I thought they were the same person.
Me too.
Oh,
See, I haven't seen them act since they got older.
yeah,
Me neither.
yeah, yeah. I could definitely.
We do favorite. Yeah.
I could definitely. Yep. All right, man. Well, we definitely, as I always say, appreciate you coming to spend some time. Nina has this official outro that she wants to say before we get off the air. Nina, do your job.
Esther Jones, it was a pleasant moment spending this quality time with you. We really were excited about your refreshing and your honesty and your transparency. Yeah. And because you could save a life or help upgrade a life, because we now know what it is that you do. And you've given people insight into an industry that you need to be careful navigating in. I respect the part that you played before versus how you're growing up, because that's what's happening. You're growing up. So what used to be fun ain't as fun, or you don't have to do that anymore. So that's I respect you. I really appreciate that you were honest about that transition and how you felt about yourself and what you needed so that you could be mentally stable. As a Black woman talking to a Black woman, like you, all the things I want to be when I grow up, except for I'm older than you. So I got to figure that out, how to do that. And you gave me insight on how to navigate some other processes within that industry. It's not always about the musician or the actress. It's the people around them. And I could so relate to that. And I just want to know a lot more, and we'll do this later. I'm going to have to call you like my homegirl, sister, cousin, friend, because that whole party piece, I know we could talk for days about that. On behalf of Mr. Antoine and Nina, the original party girl, we thank you for granting us access. It's been a pleasure.
That was the longest outro.
Because you was talking all the other time, so I had to get my talk in.
No,
there.
Hold it. I was getting ready to say I love it because you didn't just go to the protocol part. You actually.
I want her to stay. We acting like we chilling here. It's like we really laid back. I just want you to stay.
Don't play, because I ain't got nowhere to go. Don't play.
That you know what I did.
Nina, you're the only one sitting in the driveway, Nina. Esther and I, we home. So
with some wings. Y'all help yourself. I got some wings in there somewhere.
I love it.
But Esther, definitely thank you. You've just been a willing spirit ever since I reached out to you from day one. So I definitely appreciate that. Thank you for not charging me.
My God.
Wishing you the best in all those goals you're trying to get.
Definitely.
We with you in that.
Yeah, when it's time for the movie, just let me know. We'll come back and do this again.
When it's time for anything, let me know.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah.
I can follow you.
I feel like we family, yo. Like I just wanna.
Right. I'm like, act right, Twan. Let this lady go and live her life. He all chilling. He done drank all the liquor.
I never drank it all. Mind your business. I feel like I want to invite her over to Sunday dinner or something.
Right. You're very comfortable.
Yeah. I gotta come to Baltimore.
Yeah, you gotta. I'll show you the party over here. Well, you know what? We about to collab. Come on through, sis. I got something for you.
Yeah. I think I would skip that party just because.
I think you should.
All right, man. Thanks to everybody that tuned in with us, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We really appreciate you guys. Scrolling through the bottom of the screen right now is our sponsor, Tipsy Fiend. Make sure you reach out to her. Get yourself an adult beverage. Go on the website and order what it is that you want. Put in access granted as the discount code, and you will receive a little bit of money off of your order. Also, where is it? Now I'm scrolling at the bottom of the screen is all of the ways that you can find our podcasts We're on about 5 or 6 different platforms. Make sure you check those out. Make sure you follow. Like us on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to us. We got some big stuff coming up. I have a possible big announcement that I'm going to tease Nina and say that I know about it and you don't, but stay tuned because there might be some really big stuff coming up for us. And Esther, again, we just appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I know we're going to be talking some more, so I ain't even going to say goodbye. We're just going to say thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
You ready to leave, Esther? Because we can go another half hour.
I wanted to give one more the website where if they do want counseling or need some resources, they can go to it's Natasha Natacha Byram's BRAMS ministries.com if they want resources or just to know how to, the process, how I did my process and how it worked. Always reach out to us for counseling, whatever you need. And
how can we find the book? How can we get the book?
Oh, the book is on Amazon outlets. It's at Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Either of them. I gotta get it in Walmart and nothing. But it's Amazon. Amazon. The Force Behind the Stars. I'm Not Crazy. That's dealing with schizophrenic and anxiety. And then Music 101. So we equip you for everything you need to know.
Nina, we're back on Thursday. See how she froze up when I said that. Yes, we'll be back.
My phone.
Our show on interracial couples that was rescheduled from last week will be this Thursday. Going to be a very interesting show. So again, we thank everybody for tuning in. Shout out to my man Don Figure. Thank you for always supporting and sharing. We love you. We out of here, man. Esther.
Bye, family.
We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Okay.